Jake Paul vs. Tommy Fury. Who won? The road to Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury was paved with months of insults, canceled dates, and endless trash talk. Jake accused Tommy of being scared, of ducking, of not having the heart to fight. Tommy shot back, calling Jake a fake boxer who would be exposed under the bright lights. By the time they enter the ring, the tension had reached its peak. No more words. No more excuses, only fists would speak the truth. And when the final bell rang, the world had its answer. Welcome back to our channel! And to see who won between Jake Paul and Tommy Fury, let's revisit how it all went down. Round 1. The first round started with a lot of movement from both fighters. Jake came out swinging, looking to make a statement early. Tommy, however, was elusive and managed to dodge most of those early strikes. It was clear that Tommy had studied Paul's fighting style and was prepared for his opponent's power. As the round progressed, Tommy began to find his range, landing some solid jabs and keeping Paul at bay. Jake, frustrated by his inability to land a solid hit, started to get increasingly aggressive, but his anger seemed to be getting the better of him. His wild swings were telegraphed, and Tommy was able to anticipate them, making it easier for him to block or dodge these attacks. Round 2. Round 2 continued the pattern set in the first, with Tommy demonstrating better footwork and boxing skills. He landed a few strong combinations, forcing Jake to back up against the ropes. Despite being on the defensive for much of the round, Jake did manage to land a few punches of his own, showcasing his knockout power. But Tommy's corner saw enough and instructed him to come out swinging in the next round. Round 3. Tommy seemed to heed his corner's advice, coming out with more aggression in the third round. He put pressure on Jake, forcing him into a corner and raining down punches. To his credit, Jake showed resilience, weathering the storm and managing to survive the round. It was during this round that the fight began to turn in favor of Tommy. Jake, visibly frustrated, started to become more reckless with his punches, opening himself up to counterattacks. Tommy's team saw this, and they encouraged him to capitalize on Jake's mistakes. Rounds 4 to 6. From the 4th to 6th rounds, Tommy gained momentum. He was consistently landing cleaner and more powerful punches than Jake. Jake, although game, was visibly tiring. His breathing became more labored, and his punches lacked the power they once had. In contrast, Tommy's stamina seemed to be holding up well. He was moving in and out of range effectively, landing combinations and then backing off before Jake could respond. This strategy proved very effective, and it wasn't long before Tommy's dominance became obvious. Rounds 7 to 9. By the 7th round, the tide of the fight had firmly turned in Tommy's favor. Jake, despite his efforts, was visibly struggling. His corner, noticing his fighter's exhaustion, tried to rally him, reminding him of his strengths and urging him to go on the offensive. But Jake just couldn't find the energy to mount any significant comeback. Tommy, sensing his opponent's fatigue, continued to press forward, looking to finish the fight. He had his opponent on the ropes, and he wasn't about to let go. Yet, surprisingly, it was in the 8th round that Jake seemed to find a renewed burst of energy. He landed a few punches that caught Tommy off guard. For a moment, it looked as if Jake might make a comeback. However, this resurgence was short-lived. By the 9th round, Tommy had recovered and he was back on the offensive. The fight was effectively over. It was only a matter of time before Tommy's corner would signal for the end. Round 10. As the 10th and final round began, Tommy's confidence was evident. He was dancing around the ring, taunting Jake and landing punches at will. It was a far cry from the tentative fighter from the first round. Jake, to his credit, kept fighting until the end. But his efforts were more out of pride than any real chance of a comeback. When the final bell rang, there was no doubt in anyone's mind who had won the fight. The decision. All 3 judges saw the fight the same way as Tommy Fury's hand was raised in victory. The decision was unanimous. The scorecards read 96 to 94, 96 to 95, and 96 to 94, all in favor of Tommy Fury. Tommy had done what many thought he couldn't do, proving that he could box and that he had the heart to go the distance. Jake, on the other hand, had his undefeated record tarnished, something he had been adamant would never happen. Post-fight reactions! After the fight, Tommy celebrated with his corner, soaking in the cheers of the crowd. His face was a mix of elation and relief. It was clear that he had given it his all and come out on top. Jake, though disappointed, took the loss like a champion. He congratulated his opponent and promised to come back stronger. Both fighters showed maturity and respect after the fight, which helped to elevate the event beyond just a boxing match. It was a clash of personalities, styles, and records. And in the end, it was Tommy who came out victorious. In the aftermath, many began to question whether Jake would continue to pursue a boxing career or go back to being a social media influencer. Tommy, on the other hand, was seen as the new kid on the block who had arrived. He had made a statement and he was ready to take on the next challenge. Now, here's a question for you. Do you agree with the outcome of the fight? Was Tommy the rightful winner? Or do you think Jake Paul vs. Tommy Fury could have gone either way? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. More than just a fight. The Jake Paul vs. Tommy Fury fight was more than just a boxing match. It was a testament to the human spirit, a display of dedication, discipline, and above all, resilience. Both fighters had their moments of triumph and struggle, but it was their ability to rise above adversity that truly made this fight memorable. Jake Paul may have entered the ring as the favorite, but Tommy Fury had something that couldn't be measured on paper. Heart. Tommy as corner saw this, and they knew that if they could just get Tommy to use his heart along with his boxing skills, they would have a winner on their hands. And so they told him to come out in the second round swinging. That's exactly what Tommy did, and he took control of the fight. As the fight wore on, it became clear that Tommy's heart was going to be the deciding factor. While both fighters were skilled boxers, it was Tommy's heart that set him apart. He never gave up, even when things were looking bleak. He kept going forward, throwing punch after punch until one of them landed. Finally, in the 8th round, Tommy's heart paid off. He knocked out Jake Paul and won the fight. But it wasn't just Tommy's heart that won the day. It was also his corner's belief in him. If they hadn't seen the heart that Tommy had, if they hadn't pushed him to use it, he might have lost the fight. As it was, they were able to help him find his inner strength and use it to win. This fight was a lesson for everyone watching. It showed that sometimes you have to dig deep inside yourself to find the strength to win. It showed that even when things are looking bleak, you should never give up. And it showed that with the right people in your corner, you can achieve anything. If you liked this video, please subscribe to our channel and leave a comment below. We appreciate your support, and we look forward to bringing you more exciting content in the future. Thanks for watching.